Alright, I've got a Warden gameplay video for you guys today. I'm actually duoing with the Wraith in my lane. It is my friend Newt. I've been having a lot of fun recently with this kind of Warden movement speed manipulation build, so I just wanted to record this gameplay and kind of do a voiceover to explain everything throughout it. Alright, so initially going into this matchup, I was worried about it being a very poke-heavy lane. It is a Viscous and a 7. Between Viscous's punches and 7's Electro Balls, we could have been on very low health a lot of this early game, so I wanted to try and put them on the back foot early on and just try and get whatever CS lead I could early to try and secure potentially snowballing that lead.
Alchemical flash!
Now, I do miss this farm here because I tried to wrap that little booth to protect myself from damage from the 7 because he is up there behind that sign, but he ends up not actually looking at me, so I just miss the farm like an idiot, but it's alright. And now we've got them pushed back under turret, both at a little over or under half health, kind of like how I initially wanted. We have them on the back foot, we're able to farm up a little more freely, get some melee confirms because these large walls can help us stay safe. I'm also taking out these duo minions to try and make sure they're staying on low health.
Strike them down!
And now, thanks to keeping them under tower so much and poking them down so much by making them either choose poking us or get CS, we've got them on very, very low HP and are either going to force them to back and lose even more CS and Guardian health, or they're potentially just going to die.
I won't yield! For the cause!
Now we see the 7 flying back in, we're both sitting on a decent amount of souls, so we're going to both back off and buy some items because we're sitting at about half health, so we just don't want to get all in on their side. And I end up buying Mythic Burst and High Velocity rounds just to make sure I can get that extra poke damage from my bullets and from my potion.
Catch!
So we end up getting a little bit more of a skirmish here. I get on a lot lower health than I'd like to be, but I do get a cage on the Viscous and I back up. End up killing the Viscous when the cage ticks, and a card from Wraith finishes the 7.
Need something for personal defense?
And I decide with this little bit of downtime from killing both of them that I should use my zipline boost fully back just to make sure that I can fully heal by a little bit more and get back to lane so they can't all in me. I also bought sprint boots and close quarters while I was back. It just gives me more skirmish potential in lane.
Defeat me if you can!
So I end up getting a good bit of headshot damage here off on the 7, and I also get a cage off on him, so I just zero in for the headshot and get a kill.
Too easy. We won't falter! Defeat me if you can. I will face the entire army alone if I have to. Victory!
so I get a cage down on the Viscous, and I'd actually love to be a lot more greedy here, but the 7 is back in full health, so I end up backing off, trying to play safe.
Strike them down! Defeat me if you can. I will not fall. Defeat me if you can.
So I get the 7 half health with that. I turn around, see that our wave's coming. I don't have to worry about the 7 or Viscous or anyone ulting, just because they don't have enough farm to have ult yet. So I feel comfortable kind of still sitting up in this line, applying pressure, trying to get another kill if we can.
For the cause!
I get in a small fight with the Viscous here, but because Cage is on cooldown, I can't really make anything out of it. But the 7 makes it pretty easy for us to just clean him up.
Alchemical flash! First they panic, and then they die. We won't falter!
With the A's coming into our lane, I try to throw a cage on here just to force her to back off so we can back up and buy something and regen our health a little bit. So I end up buying Slowing Hex and Fleet Work. It just gives me a lot more movement speed manipulation. Slowing Hex allows me to slow the enemies to hit easier cages, and Fleet Work removes the movement speed penalty from me shooting, and also lets me just give myself movement speed when I use the active, which is very good. Alright, so the 7 is way too out of position here, so Newt ults him and I cage him just to make sure that he cannot get away, and then we get another confirmed kill. And then the Newt calls out the Viscous is on him. He's also very, very low HP, so we try to confirm this too, but he's able to just fall out of it. And right here I go ahead and pick up Slowing Bullets because it's just, again, so good on Warden with helping keep people in cages. Now, I guess 7 just wasn't paying attention and was ziplining in, but again, we just catch him way too out of position here, and he's dead again. Viscous ends up coming in a bit too late after him, so we just get some pretty nasty poke damage off and actually get him down to about 500 HP. Now, the moment I hear that glue gun, I know I have to go in because Viscous is still close by, so I try to confirm it here, but he ends up cubing, and then I end up hitting him with this flask, but it doesn't do enough damage, and through the legs of the walkers, I can't shoot him.
Strike them down! I'm invigorated.
So, the 7 is here again, but he's not really much of a threat at all, and Viscous decided to stay for some reason, so I just wanted to make sure we secure the kill here on him. And now the DC'd Mo and Krill is walking through our lane, and the 7 decides to run in and try to ult, but it's just too little too late.
I need to take cover! Alchemical flash!
Alright, so because we're so far ahead and we just got their first walker and I have 3 grand, I decided I'm going to go back and buy Torment Pulse. I think this item gives you a ton of value on Warden, specifically this build in Warden, because I just get to choose wherever I am in the fight, so I can put myself next to whoever I wanted to do damage to. I think it also helps you farm a lot. It's almost constantly keeping troopers within heavy charge melee health range. And 7 is just pushed up way too far here again. I could have shielded and used fleet work and just pushed him very hard, but I didn't need to. We got him cleaned up there.
If you think this is impressive, wait until I get going.
And this is where you start seeing that movement speed manipulation come into play. Using my shield and fleet work, I can very quickly rotate over to pink and try to clean up this haze, so I can try and get some pressure on the pink guardian. And now, because we've still got pressure in blue, I'm just going to try and farm some jungle camps while I can. Make sure I'm just keeping the soul lead.
Orange Guardian has been defeated.
So the Moenfill is back now and tries to fight rather than running. He solo ults me for some reason, but I've got a cage on him, so it just does not matter. He's dead anyways. D7 gets a pretty good ball on me there, and I'm low HP, so I just want to back out here if I can, and I immediately get the sleep knife by the haze, but I've popped my ult in time, so I'm able to lifesteal off the camps and the viscous that is now charging me. My team is now filled into the lanes, the haze and everyone else is having to deal with them while I just kind of get to fight this viscous.
This is only the beginning.
Defeat me if you can.
So I've got 4.7 thousand, and I end up backing here and buying Storm Pulse to put on my shield because I just wanted more movement speed.
You got expensive taste.
They cannot run from you, Vindicta. Strike them down! Give it my all!
So now I get pretty greedy here. I just kind of dive straight into the back line. If it doesn't really work out because everything's on cooldown except for my cage, and I just pay the price. And then here, while I'm dead, I upgraded my sprint boots into enduring speed, again just for more speed and movement.
Push forward!
So my team's getting pretty low here. I realize that the Kelvin is going to try and run them down, and the Viscous probably will too, so I run behind this wall, try and pop my ult just so I can do enough damage so that they can chase. They end up chasing through it, but it doesn't really matter just because the amount of debuffs and slows we have. The debuff we can wait on that Kelvin. I kill the Geist, it's just a shit fest. And this really shows some of that value from Torment Pulse. You see me just running at this 7 and the electric arcs constantly coming out and hitting him.
I'll give my life for the cause, but first I'll take yours.
Victory! Victory! Took down Wraith!
So we definitely realized we'd overstayed our welcome at this point and realized we need to get out while we can, if we can.
Fight!
Now, I think we should have fully backed out here, but I did want to stay with this Bebop in case he got a hook, just because I was getting a bit greedy.
They took out Bebop!
And this time when I'm back, I'm going to get Heroic Aura just to have another big buff item for the team and for me. And this is where I really decided to use what this build is meant for and just absolutely run them down with the gross amount of movement speed that it has.
No matter the odds.
I will lead by example.
Fight!
Now, because of the ult from that Lady Geist, I am very low HP and should be backing, and I honestly should have died here, but this Mow and Kill just doesn't do damage, and my team's able to completely pop them. So I do take the time while I still can and back to full heal.
Little protection goes a long way.
And because of how low I just got and what just happened, I decide I'm going to buy Bullet Lifesteal to hope that that doesn't happen again. Even though I do this probably once a game, I never learn my lesson, so I try and jump up there, realize I can't because of the walls, but I just want this Kelvin so badly, so I still try and chase him down and end up getting him. And Mow and Krill is now super out of position, so I'm going to try and punish them if I can. And this is just another instance of being able to just absolutely run somebody down with this build.
No one will stop me.
Yes! I'll give it my all!
Now, I know this is definitely not a great fight to be in their base with the Kelvin up, so I decided to try and use any of the movement speed that this build has and just get out of there while I still can.
Delightful. I won't yield! I will not fall! Throwing flash! This will end one way or another. Put down Raid! Face me and die!
And the damage and lifesteal on this ult is just insane. I go absolutely just up to full health and just stay pinned there while chasing down this Kelvin. I should have pushed him in spawn there. I could have killed him with my ult, but I just went through the door able to see him again, but I decided to back out. Now I'm just looking around their base trying to put anyone on timer that I can while we take the base, find the 7 here.
Tag them! Destroy the sapphire flame! Decisions, friend. Finish their hatred.
And here, thanks to all this movement speed, even with the Kelvin chasing me and hitting me with that ice beam a bit, I'm still able to just completely get away from him if I'm not out of position.
Alchemical flash! Start. Run. I fear no
So
one.
now that the patron has dropped into the pit, I decided to pop my ult and run into the pit to try to clear out anyone who might be trying to stop our team. And this is what the scoreboard looked like for that game.